and I want to talk about um, um, your career there and what the steps that Evangel Temple has gone from the time you got there to where you are now. Um, really, how has that been? My goodness.
35 years of calling out help. We started here can you believe it, in the 80s? 1989 is when we started, and it was just a handful of people here. There was no children's ministry. It was, uh, people were discouraged. And by the way, that's not a bad gig to go into because all you can do is go up. And so just little by little, we worked and worked and invited people. And it's just been a dream come true. When I was 7 years old, I felt God call me to be a pastor. And so who gets to live out their childhood dreams?
Did you ever think that 35 years later you would still be in Fort Smith, or do you think you would ever move on?
You know, that's a great question because there were so many times as a child and even a teenager, I thought if I could just last a year, because you know my style and you're the same way. We're a little different, and different is good. We're not boring. And I thought, man, I can't do that. And incidentally, there was so many little things down the road that worked. And instead of focusing on what failed, we started doing things like chili suppers, and we started doing these grocery giveaways, and just started very small. And every year that we did this, your wonderful station opened the door for me to come in early on that Sunday morning, and we'd sit down and talk. And remember those days? We
Oh,
just
yeah.
interviews, and I mean year after year after year, and so many people from your station came and helped us carry out the groceries, and we figured out we have fed over 500,000 people, and many of those are the same ones year after year. But in 35 years, you know, you feed a lot of people. There's something else that I don't think I've ever told you this, but we used to have services under the bridge, the Garrison Avenue Bridge. And we're cooking burgers and I'm playing my guitar, and somebody notices a guy up on top of the bridge about to jump. And so he smelled the burgers, typical guy. He said, no sense dying on an empty stomach. So he comes down and we feed him, and he's a great guy. Had a college degree. It's just that his wife took the two boys and moved to Missouri. So I'm playing my guitar, and he said, can I play that? Yeah. And he was awesome. I'm thinking, man, this guy's good. And so I said, let's get out of here. So we went to Burger King on Towson, and we talked for like 3 hours, and I hired him right there to be my janitor. And I thought, what am I doing? He may be a serial killer, you know. But that's been our style for all these years, and most of the time it's worked.
Is there any way of knowing how many people you have ministered to, either on a Sunday or away from Sunday, in that 35-year time span?
With all the dramas and all the TV stuff and radio and online, it's in the millions, you know, with no question about that. There's 4,300 people who call ET their home. I wish they'd show up more, but but they've latched on to what we're doing here, and it seems to work. So hard since we don't, you know, keep up with those numbers, but it's safe to say a couple of million people. And I can't wait to meet these people in heaven.
What are your future plans?
Excellent question. We are booked up till the end of the year, speaking at a different church every Sunday morning and doing some revivals. And we will stay possibly more busy after this retirement than before. And I love it that way. That in itself has helped so much to know the best is yet to come. We're not through. And thank God that we still have a purpose.
I'm sure the church is in good hands after you retire.
I was just going to bring that up. Pastor Mike and Carla Brogan will be the new pastors, and they are spectacular. I'm in his office right now, and they are a gift from God. He used to attend ET 30 years ago as a teenager, did a lot of work helping us with the ministry. And so they were missionaries in China. He's about to get his doctorate from Baylor. Loves God, loves people. We've been planning this for a year, and so it's just worked out perfectly. Thank you for asking.
Well, we could probably go on for hours and hours. I'm sure your congregation is thrilled for you. At the same time, I'm sure they're saddened by it. But knowing that the church is in good hands, I'm sure they're going to be just fine.
And you've been a great friend to me through the years. And remember those old radio days? Wow, I miss that. Thank you for allowing me to share a few things. Appreciate you so much, Daren.
I miss those days too. And have a happy retirement, my friend.
Thank you.